What's up, guys? So here's a new mint, Alza Bushido. You may have seen it in a few other calls as upcoming projects. Looks pretty good. I mean, they got like a website that's for the most part pretty well done. I mean, this is the minting site, so but you can check all these out. So anyway, I have whitelist. One of the first things I do is once I'm on their official site, a legit project for the most part will put their mint page, OpenSea, and contract up there. So I took a look at the contract. Then I open up OpenSea, and I see. Let's see what they got minted so far. So I have 113 minted, and I cross-check that with Magically. They're showing 125, so looks like we got the right one. And I'll match the contract as well. You can see that here in Etherscan. So yeah, 125. So boom, I close OpenSea at that point, and now I'm just strictly on Magically. So there's 5,000 supply, right, at 0.008. So I'm not really in a big hurry to mint here. I mean, they're at 54.17 now, so there's plenty to go. I mean, just because it's hyped, just because you have whitelist doesn't mean you necessarily need a mint. And so there's already a few sales on the secondary. So one of the things I'll do, like on early sales, like I'll look at them and see there's 3 from OpenSea. All right, let's see who's buying these. So I'll go back to the OpenSea page, and I'll look into activity, and let's find out if teams minting these. And sometimes the teams mint, sometimes they don't. Looks like you got 2 from the same person. And whenever you see this, and it was just created in February, it's kind of like a red flag, right? Like this possibly could be the team, and it's unnamed. So you like to see organic purchases, especially in the beginning. Here's another one. So these are likely, minted from the team, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's like a rug, or if it's like a bad thing, but it's always like something I put on my radar. I'm like, all right, sometimes teams will mint in the beginning to try to get the secondary sales flying and to try to get it trending. And sometimes it actually works, right? And then it'll start trending, and then everyone else will start popping in, and that's not a bad thing, right? So now we just look to see if it's going to be trending anytime soon. Right now they don't have a whole lot of sales. And what I'm looking for is like that check mark pattern, right? So once these get up to, or if they get up to like 2,500 minted, and there's a steady stream of OpenSea purchases, and it's well above mint price. Mint price is 0.008 for whitelist. So if these continue to stay in the 0.018 range, and you get about 2,500 minted, that's when I'll pull the trigger. Because right now it's just kind of like a gamble, right? I mean, gas isn't too bad, but you have some people minting from the team, trying to get the mint started. So to me, this could die. Like if the team stops purchasing off secondary, and then you get a bunch of people that, there's only 23 listings, but a bunch of people start listing closer to mint price, and then it just stops and the project is dead, right? I'm sure a lot of you have seen that before. So I'm just super patient at this point. It's not like the mints are flying. And a lot of times it's not a bad thing. Like if a mint kind of like goes throughout the day, there's lots of successful projects that have these slow mints that just take a long time to mint out. And so always just kind of keep an eye on it. So we'll check back here in a little bit. All right, guys, back to it. About, 35 minutes after the original. We're still only sitting at 350 minted. Floor price is going down, kind of as we suspected. And this is just a good example, right? I mean, the first few mints, you got this whitelist and you're all excited and it's hyped or whatever, and you see sales for 0.02, and then down here to 0.01, and still there's like profit, and then all of a sudden right around here it starts trending, and there's only 200 minted at that point, but you're like, man, this is gonna run. And then you mint, and it goes down, 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 slows down, volume slows down, and slowly dying, right? So just be careful with that. I mean, they were trending, right behind Dark Flex for a little while there, but you just got to be patient and just wait to see how it plays out instead of pulling the trigger so fast, because, even though it's only 0.008, but maybe you minted 3, because you're all excited, or 2, whatever it is, and you just lost 0.016. Plus gas has been high. It's in 30 way right now. So again, just be patient with it before you pull the trigger and mint. Those all add up, right? Like if you have a bunch of whitelists and you mint over and over and over again, you're just not going to be making money. You know, I usually carry 150 to 200 whitelists at a time, and I probably only mint about 25% of those. And a lot of those are just little tiny flips, and then every once in a while you run into a big one, right? So be very conservative with pulling the trigger to mint. That said, you know, they're at 350. Like they could just all of a sudden, you know, announce on Twitter. And this is why I always have, you know, Twitter, I always have them on notifications on. And every time I whitelisted someone, I follow them, I put notifications on, because they could all of a sudden say, hey, we're cutting the supply to 350, or, you know, we're going to cut supply to 2,000 and make this a free mint and reimburse whoever minted, or whatever it is, right? You see it all the time where these projects panic and, you know, make big changes in the mint process. And you want to make sure you get that alert, because there's oftentimes too where in the beginning when I was just starting, I would just unfollow them and just kind of move on with my day. And then I look at the trending later and they're just like, they started running, right? Because they made changes. So I wouldn't totally, you know, give up on this project at this point, but definitely not minting until they make a big change and I start to see secondary volume. Anyway, hope this video helps with you guys. I'm going to be doing these quite often. I think giving visuals is huge, and you can learn a lot more, at least I do anyway. So anyways, as always, smash those reactions if this is helpful. Peace out.